Hey everyone, welcome back to the Breakfast Club, and I'm your host, Sword Sage. Right off the bat, I would like to apologize for two things. One, that I've been missing episodes, and two, that this is an audio recording and not a video recording. The reason for these two issues are actually related. I am currently in the middle of a rather big move. I'm actually moving out of state to a different area, and it has taken a great deal of my time. And it is also related to some private and family issues that I'd rather not get into right now. But suffice to say, things have been very, very busy, and they're not exactly ideal. Hence, me missing the past couple of weekends, and this being an audio recording. I am hoping that the next weekend I'll actually be able to make a proper video, but for now this is what I have, and I apologize again for that. But I didn't want to go 3 weekends without doing anything, so hence this is my entry. So, something that's come to mind lately is the issue of integrity. I find lately that this is something that seems to be in short supply when it comes to people in positions of leadership. I'm sure we can find examples of that in government, but I'm also seeing examples of this, with, people in charge of jobs, bosses, supervisors. You see this sometimes with people that you may have in your life. You may see this with certain celebrities. It just seems that over and over again we keep finding examples of people who won't exactly take full responsibilities for their actions, either for good or ill. And yet, despite the fact that they aren't willing to take full responsibility for themselves or their actions, and despite the fact that they don't want to be completely honest with themselves and others, they still walk about feeling that they deserve some type of accolade for being who they are, or what position they may find themselves in, and they may feel that they're even worthy of that position. It's like, I deserve being, in a leadership position, or I deserve, the finer things, or I deserve to have all eyes on me, or whatever it is that they happen to, think belongs to them for some reason. And this is troubling to me because in order to be in any type of position where you're responsible for how things go with other people, whether, you happen to be in charge of a job or in some government position, whether local or state, or, federal or whatever, if you're going to be responsible for important aspects of life, or, responsible for what happens to other people, you have to be able to take responsibility for yourself. You have to be, willing to put in the effort needed in order to make the tough decisions and then deal with the consequences for whether good or ill. You have to be honest with yourself and honest with other people. You have to have integrity. And if one finds themselves in a position where those over them have no integrity, then they shouldn't have your support at all. Now, we all know some people like that, I'm sure. I'm sure there's some people that you don't really respect because of a major lack of integrity. And you probably are sick into your stomach, or at least very frustrated with the fact that they might be able to be in some type of powerful position, or some type of important position, no matter how small or large or whatever. It's really frustrating to be, to have to deal with that sort of situation. It's even more frustrating dealing with people who want to be in that type of position and they don't have the integrity for it. I've worked with people like that, and I can tell you it can grind your teeth just thinking about it. So yeah, we know how messed up that can be. But At the same time, I will find people who get sick of somebody, that they have to deal with on a daily basis, having no integrity and knowing, that they shouldn't deserve any respect. But then later on, when they see somebody in a leadership position, representing their particular ideology or philosophy or political leaning or whatever, they'll see somebody who has the same lack of integrity, maybe even more so, but they'll support that person because that person is the figurehead or the symbol or the one who's, spouting off that particular ideology that they like so much. And that's not a good reason. It's never a good reason to support somebody with no integrity just because they happen to represent your particular ideology. Because at the end of the day, the more support you give them, the more you're making that person the face of the ideology or philosophy or position or whatever that you champion. And thus that lack of integrity, that dishonesty, that lack of responsibility will eventually be married to that philosophy, whether it represents it or not. And people will take it for that. I don't care what your ideology may be at this point. I mean, well, for this particular topic anyway. I mean, depending on your ideology, I may care quite a bit. But one thing I do know, we need to stop supporting people with no integrity. I don't care who they are, what they claim to represent, how much you think that, they may be able to, properly get things done the way you want. Deep down inside, we know whether people have integrity or not. You know a spoiled brat when you see one. You know a dishonest person, if they open their mouths, enough. You'll be able to pick these things up. An egotistical person, a braggart, a spoiled brat, as I said before. Somebody without a lick, of understanding of what hard work or dealing with consequences means. These are not the people you should be championing. I don't care how much you like them or how much, they echo your own particular thoughts. Supporting somebody like that is only going to be bringing ruin eventually to you and to whatever position you may hold dear. So, yeah, I really hope down the line, and this is a vain hope. I know this, but I have to say it anyway. We all hold on to things that aren't necessarily going to become true, but I do hope that one of these days people will finally wake up to that and stop freaking supporting charlatans who just don't have an ounce of integrity in them. We'd all be better off. It doesn't really, I mean, I'd rather see somebody, a respectable person, woman, man, whatever, I don't care. But I'd rather see a respectable, somebody who has a sense of integrity representing an ideology I disagree with than having to deal with somebody with not an ounce of integrity representing an ideology that I do agree with. We desperately need more people, we need more people with integrity in positions of leadership and, in positions where people are looking up to them. We desperately need that these days. At least I think so. Of course, this is supposed to be a topic of discussion, so you guys tell me whether that's such an important thing or not. I think it is, but I could be wrong. Anyway, that's it. Short video for once, huh? Well, short recording, I guess. Hope you guys have a good one. I'll catch you guys later.